In a big, tremendous blow to racism, the cream of wheat packaging will be removing the black shelf. Racism has officially been ended, as reported by way of The Hill. Cream of wheat will remove the black shelf that has appeared on its packaging since 1893. The brand's parent company announced 3 months after launching a review of the packaging. The parent company of Cream of Wheat, B&G Foods, confirmed to The Hill Monday that the repackaging will change. For years, the image of an African-American chef appeared on our Cream of Wheat packaging while research indicates the image may be based upon an actual Chicago chef named Frank White. It reminds some consumers of earlier depictions they find offensive. The company said in a statement, therefore, we are removing the chef image from all Cream of Wheat packaging. The announcement comes after B&G Foods declared June it will review its packaging to ensure our brands do not inadvertently contribute to systemic racism. Look, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, for lack of better terms. Y'all are crazy as hell. Y'all crazy as hell. Like, this is the world that we are sort of living in now. This is the world that you weirdos have created, where you go out of your way to try to be offended, and everybody's, throwing these different terms out there: systemic, institutionalized racism, and these sort of funky ways that you can be racist, but you're not racist either, because that's the worst thing that you could possibly be in the world, is a racist. It is getting terrible to the point to where I did on this, these damn ads at The Hill, man, they probably made about $45 on me being on this damn page. Nonetheless, this is insane. Got Aunt Jemima's out of there, all of these black figures. Before it's all said and done, it's going to be nothing but white mascots. I said this about the NFL, hilariously enough. If ever, cause you look at the NFL, for example, or not even the NFL, college football, anything, any sort of sports branding, and you look at how, you have like the Fighting Irish, you have Vikings, and white folks don't get offended by that, but then you had like these other mascots that are more ethnic, if you will, and then it's offensive. It's just automatically offensive. And like I said, it's like, before it's all said and done, there's going to be nothing but historically white mascots on brands, because y'all fools go out of y'all's way to get offended. But this is why, this is obviously looking at like a larger issue here. This is why I say that you shouldn't ever give these advocates of social justice an inch at all, because this is what happens. They and I'm not sure that everybody and their mama was asking for this to be removed, but these guys get in positions of power within, let's say, organizations and stuff, HR departments, diversity departments, and all of these stuff. These guys with worthless degrees that are now all of a sudden becoming employed by these institutions, so they can sort of reflect this idea, or deflect rather, this idea that they would dare to be racist or sexist, homophobic, or what have you. So they have this sort of training and all kinds of just complete hogwash. And what it's done is, they, at this point, and this is how it's been going down, going out of their way to look for things to go be pissed off at, look for things to be offended at, and then they use that moment when they say, okay, we are taking this down, we are removing this, as a not even as reflection, it's more of a signal, like, hey, look at us, we are the good guys because we've done this. No matter if you ask for it or not, we've done this. I have no idea what the hell is offensive about a black chef being on the Cream of Wheat box. I guess black people can't be chefs, I don't know, or somehow black people being chefs, definitely black men being chefs, somehow means racism or something like that. It speaks to the systemic, institutionalized racism of the past and the present. I don't know. All I'm saying is it's crazy. It just isn't helping anything. What exactly are you helping? Nothing. Of course you're not. But that's what companies done. Definitely post George Floyd, where we've had this. That was kind of the obviously there's been this sort of advocacy for social justice and all kinds of nonsense before then. But certainly after that moment, you saw all these corporate entities and brands sort of get on this bandwagon of, hey, look at us, we are not racist and we are going to do better. Doesn't matter if you ask for anything. Doesn't matter if what you're specifically asking for you ever get it or it gets resolved, any particular issue. What they do is they hop on this. They think that this is some sort of way to get them looked at in a more favorable position. And then, of course, that's going to make them somehow more money. They're not going to deviate until it starts hitting them in the pockets, which it has in some cases. But once you start hitting them in the pockets, they'll say, okay, yeah, this is no more. This is why it's so hilarious to me that these guys run around talking about how racism is rampant and such this very bad. Well, obviously it's a bad thing, but they look at it as if it's like just everywhere and they're the revolutionaries and so forth. And like I've said in previous videos, it's just crazy how all these big, giant corporate entities seem to be in support of their cause. What revolution are you starting exactly when all of them seem to back exactly what it is that you do? Nonetheless, this is where we're at. Cream of wheat. Black Chef has been removed from the packaging. I repeat, has been removed from the packaging. He's been there since 1893, apparently, and now he's gone because racism. Yeah, you can't make sense of that. When I talk about it, it's like black people and chefs, like there's nothing wrong with a black person being a chef, correct? No, of course it's not. Now, did they modernize it? Or I mean, the black guy on the chef thing right now, he just looks like a chef. He's just black. I don't know what they could have really done else to more so modernize it, but could they have done that and kept him what he was? Of course, they could have done that. They chose not to. He's going to be completely removed, and that's the route that they are going because brands don't want to be considered offensive or racist, even though I've never met a person in my life that's bought a creamer. We just think Aunt Jemima thing, right? My grandma used to, and she was raised in a very racist area in Arkansas, particularly. She would have Aunt Jemima at her house all the time. But I've never met any person that was offended by that. And if they were offended by it, we probably would have called them crazy as hell. But apparently this is something that people are looking at now, and they're looking at like this messaging or muscle branding, and they're taking a look at that and they're saying, well, is this or is this not racist? And are we contributing to the racism? That's why you don't get these crackheads an inch, man. You got to let them talk crazy. Just let them be crazy and let them be offended. If the 2 or 3 people that were offended by the Cream of Wheat box, man, let them be offended. But now you've allowed them to get some sort of say-so, and now they're going around because they are power hungry at the end of the day, going to try to control how everything looks. And, you got to walk on eggshells and all sorts of stuff. You should have knocked it where it stood.